Newcastle is on the air, and tonight we are Bulletproof.
Please join me in welcoming my guests at this time, accompanied by his cornerman, Rampage Brown. He is the current Wrestling in Newcastle champion, Bulletproof Brady Phillips.
The man who this event is named after, our Wrestling in Newcastle champion, along with Rampage Brown, on their way to the ring to start us out tonight in the Northeast. Dave Bradshaw here alongside Stan Kellitt, and Stan, our champion, looking as confident as ever.
Thanks very much, Dave, and a frosty reaction from the Forest Hall this evening.
We are still getting over the aftermath of the Great North Rumble, a 20-man event that was won by Shreddy. Brady Phillips, I'm sure, will have Shreddy on his mind. Shreddy not here tonight, but Phillips and Rampage are, and apparently they want to address the fans.
Yeah, unfortunately, Shreddy called away to get the back of a certain tribal chief over in Las Vegas. But the other thing from the Great North Rumble, let's not forget, Brady Phillips successfully defended the Wrestling in Newcastle Championship against Kegstacker, who Rampage Brown will be facing tonight, by the way.
Now what a match that's going to be. Rampage and Kegstacker later on, as the champion has the microphone.
Ladies and Ladies and gentlemen, and as I look around this room, I see that term applies to very few of you. My name is Bulletproof Brady Phillips.
What are you going to do?
Bulletproof Brady Phillips, and I am your Win Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. And this legend to my left, this hunk of meat and meat and meat and all the deli counter is Rampage Brown. If you'll allow me 2 minutes of your time, I want to speak to you about one subject. And that subject is sacrifice. You don't get to where I am in this business without sacrifice. You don't get to where Rampage Brown is You don't get to where Rampage Brown is without sacrifice. And there's one more man who has sacrificed for the greater good. And it is my pleasure, my privilege, to reinstate the recently suspended, the absolute stunner, Adam Bolt!
What? How on earth is Brady Phillips allowed to reinstate Adam?
Really? Wrestling in Newcastle, in fact, now, Benji, Mr. GM of Wrestling in Newcastle, has informed me that I am banned and temporarily suspended from the Great North Rumble, meaning not only have I lost my place in the Rumble match, but I'm not even allowed in the building. Like, okay, so I may have gotten involved in one or two main events, but that's because nobody wanted Rocky Dawkins champion, and certainly nobody wanted Shreddy to become champion at Grand Slam. But that's fine. You want to play it like that? Absolutely fine. Because nothing in your message said anything about, say, Bulletproof on the 19th of April. So, you thought I was a menace before. I'm going to make sure that everybody at Wrestling Newcastle hates you for this decision. I'm going to make sure that all them scrubbers you call fans hate you for this decision. And I'm going to make sure you hate yourself for this decision. Because if you thought I was bad before, get ready. I'll see you at Bulletproof, yeah?
Stan, I can't believe this. Adam Bolt is back.
Of course, I think a little bit of a stretch to say reinstated. His suspension has expired.
Now, listen. How excited are you to have me back here? Thank you. You see, look, listen, in my time away, I was doing a lot of reflecting on my behaviour, and do you know what? I miss this place that much. I looked up Newcastle. And it turns out I've missed out on the most glorious part. It's stunning, it's got nice buildings. Now you can imagine my disappointed when what I was looking at was actually underlined. This is a Pontine, the dirty one. The disgusting one, the one with the ratty kids, like her there in that dress that's from Timu. So I'm not too thrilled to be back. But, just like all you need a wash, so does my opponent tonight in Joe Wade. Should probably spend less money on piercings and more on soap and water. So, let's get him out, because I ain't got time for this disrespect.
Well, that was charming as ever from Adam Bolt, wasn't it?
Of course, he knows how to get underneath the skin of the Newcastle crowd. But calm and collected is his opponent tonight, Goth Boy Joe Wade.
The following contest is a simple 1-4 with a 20-minute time limit. Currently in the ring at this time from Doncaster, 175 pounds. He always makes it look good. Adam Bolt, his opponent. Coming to the ring at this time from Halifax, weighing in at 195 pounds, the Goth Boy, Joe Wade.
Joe Wade hasn't come alone, accompanied by his tag team partner Henry Faust and Kegstacker. Looks like Joe Wade is more than prepared to take on Adam Bolt.
Of course, we've seen Brady use a numbers game to his advantage, and by extension, Bolt may look to use that. And I'm getting a bit worried. 6 men all looking for a fight out here. We probably need to get some order here, I think, Dave.
Well, I suspect Joe Wade is going to be much more welcome here in Newcastle than Bolt will be, given his comments. If he likes Newcastle under Lyme so much, why doesn't he move there? It's already getting pretty hot in here, the temperature rising between these 6, but this isn't a 6-man tag team match. It's going to be one-on-one here between Bolt and Wade.
Of course, and then later on, one-on-one, Rampage and Stalker, and of course, one-on-one for the Wrestling In Newcastle Championship, Faust versus Phillips.
Yeah, so a preview of the night ahead. There's several of our officials just trying to keep these two warring sides apart from each other. You know that Joe Wade had a rough night at the Great North Rumble at the hands of Brady Phillips and Rampage Brown. Wade refusing the handshake from those who suffered retaliation later that night. And that's led us to where we are now with this returning Adam Bolt taking on Wade.
And it's good to see some order. Looks like the referee's going to clear ringside now.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be left with the 2 men who are actually competing in this one. Beginning of a busy night, as you've mentioned, Stan. A lot of big matches, big showdowns coming up here tonight at Bulletproof. The bell rings for our opening contest of the evening.
I'm looking forward to this one, Dave. Classic junior heavyweight contest. Bolt's got speed, he's got high flying in him. Joe Wade got a lot of kicks and martial arts in there.
For all of his obnoxiousness, there's no doubt that Adam Bolt is supremely talented, but I do take exception to the fact that he seemed to be so annoyed by getting suspended. He repeatedly interfered in matches in recent times here at Wrestling in Newcastle, and he's helped Brady Phillips retain via nefarious means on a couple of occasions, so Bolt really can't complain about the fact that he wasn't allowed to be here at the Rumble.
He's on thin ice for a long time. He's had a number of issues with Benji, our general manager. And now he's going to have to put his money where his mouth is in singles contests.
As you said, Wade, very hard striker. Very popular young man as well with the fans here as he tries to force those shoulders of Bolt down. Bolt gets that right shoulder up off the ground in time, but Wade starting the better of the two.
Right. Oh, you back now. Yeah!
Bolt winning the test of strength here, maybe, or maybe not. But Wade was faking him out, trips the leg. Bolt's shoulders are down for two.
I've got loads, watch.
Bolt having only just returned from suspension. Certainly wouldn't be the night he was planning on if he were to lose in short order here to Joe Wade, but he nearly did. Bolt now, though, off of the top rope. Great athleticism from the man who says he makes it look good.
And he does. That's what he brings to the table. And that's what Joe Wade brings to the table.
Now we talked about the heavy strikes of Joe Wade, and Adam Bolt gets a taste of it there, literally. Boot right in the mouth of Adam Bolt from Wade. Bolt was thinking about getting back into the ring, but changed his mind. You can hear some of the fans here, Stan, calling Bolt a chicken. He doesn't like that. Bolt's is trying to get some
this
distance.
before from Bolt. Joe Wade's got to be careful now.
Yeah, Bolt was luring him in, but Wade knew what was coming. Bolt misses the elbow.
Joe Wade's having fun here, Dave. It was.
So that time, it was Bolt who lured Wade in on that occasion, and Wade going face first into that middle turnbuckle, and now here comes the viciousness of Adam Bolt. He is brimming with confidence, is Bolt on his return here to Wrestling in Newcastle, putting the boot into the midsection of Wade. Big clubbing blow right to the back of the neck.
See some welts already on Joe Wade.
Bolt, undoubtedly a very controversial figure here in the Northeast. But we're seeing precisely why he is so highly thought of when it comes to in-ring competition. Bolt, a little too long there, lining up. Wade got out of the way. A bit of a mistake from Bolt. Wade will go to the ropes. Drop kick from Bolt. Now Bolt getting on top. It's a one count though, before Wade able to kick out.
Bolt's a little desperate now. He needs this. He missed out on the Great North Rumble, a chance to really rise up the rankings. He needs this win.
Yeah, he's still talking a lot of smack as he continues to take the fight here to Wade, but Wade seems very much unaffected by these kicks from Bolt.
Supposed to hurt you, Bolt said.
Wade grabbing the boot that time. Bolt's going to have to find another way to go after Wade because that was supremely ineffective. Wade, though, with a single kick, taking Bolt off his feet. Here comes Wade. Wade with a forearm smash in the corner. Suddenly Joe Wade firing on all cylinders. He kicks Bolt in the back of the spine, and now he'll go to the ropes with another kick to the back. He'll go for the cover. Can Wade get it this time? No.
These kicks are coming from everywhere. He's keeping Bolt guessing.
Wade indicating that he might try and finish Bolt here. Picking him up. Bolt was smart, adjusting his position in midair, now grabbing the hair, tugging at the hair of Wade. Bolt gets him up in a fireman's carry. Rolling Death Valley driver, followed by the kick. Here comes a standing moonsault, picture perfect from Adam Bolt. Another 2 count for Bolt. Bolt looks like he's frustrated, Stan. I don't think he knows what else he can do to keep Wade down. He's going to take a risk to try and finish the job. Bolt is up on the top turnbuckle. Here comes Adam Bolt. Wade ran in after him. Now Wade's got the leg of Bolt. Bolt lands on his feet, looks for an enziguri. Wade was able to duck it. Gonna pick up Bolt. Lifts him up and drops him with a German suplex. The back of the heel, followed by a discus elbow. What a combo from Joe Wade. A brainbuster from Wade. Bolt's in all sorts of trouble here.
Bolt escaped. That could have been a free count if he just got the pin.
Yeah, Bolt was able to roll under the bottom rope, and that's maybe the only form of defense he could play in that scenario. Wade, though, not giving him any time to recover, throwing him straight back into the ring. What is this now?
That's the music of one Rampage Brown.
What's he doing back out here? Why is Rampage out here? The referee asked him to leave the ring.
He puts hands on Wade, and them both getting disqualified.
Wade is going to have to do his best to ignore this lingering presence here at ringside. There's a low blow from Bolt. Referee was distracted, and now the inside cradle. Bolt was going to steal one and does. That's ridiculous. How completely ridiculous.
Here is your winner, Adam Bolt.
Oh, Stan, that can't stand, surely.
I mean, we'd have to. There's no VAR in Wrestling in Newcastle. Sorry, but once again, the story of this is once again Rampage Brown is a factor in the victory of one of his allies.
And it's yet another example of how Brady, Phillips and Rampage Brown think they can act with impunity here in Newcastle. They can obey rules only if they choose to. Rampage was told to steer clear.
Get some help out there. Wade's in trouble.
Well, ask and you shall receive. Kegstacker. Keg in hand. Look at that, Rampage wanting no piece of Kegstacker, stepping out of the ring. Kegstacker protecting Joe Wade.
He may not have a choice. He will have to face Kegstacker tonight at some point.
Cut music. I know Rampage won't make you do this later on tonight, but I want you now. I want you in this ring now. Vengeance! Make it official! Now! 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 Now!
Is it going to happen? Yeah. Are we on? Rampage, I think, is agreeing. Rampage has been goaded into this. It's going to happen right now. And we're underway.
Senior referee Rich Swift is in to make sure this goes off without a hitch.
Well, these two giant men locking horns. He is a wrestling legend here in the UK as Rampage Brown. He's ruthless, he's dominant. But Kegstacker, so well loved here in this part of the UK. And Rampage Brown on hostile turf tonight.
Don't let the kind exchange you. Don't let the friendly face fool you. Look at his size. Kegstacker's a man with raw power.
Yeah, but so is Rampage, and in a second Kegstacker's going to send Rampage to the ropes here. Shoulder block doesn't send either man down. Two real mountains of men here. I was about to say, Stan, whatever we might think of them personally, you've got to say this alliance that Rampage Brown has forged with Brady Phillips has been incredibly effective, and they are the dominant force here right now at Wrestling in Newcastle.
Two of the best in the UK. I mean, Rampage's been best in the UK for nigh on a decade now. Brady's up there too, but Kegstacker's an establishing name. He's the one working his way through.
Rampage almost worked his knee right through a Kegstacker there, and Rampage is going to prove he's still the top dog.
I'm not playing that game, son.
You heard the comments there from Rampage trying to intimidate Kegstacker, but he took Rampage off his feet with a shoulder block.
These two men have history. It wasn't long ago that they teamed up together.
Well, that was before Rampage's betrayal. Rampage rolling him into the corner here. Referee wants the clean break from Rampage. He's not going to get one as a kick to the midsection. And now Rampage taking him to the other corner, forcing him face first into the turnbuckle. It's going to go again. Kegstacker looks like he's having fun here. Now it's Rampage's turn to get sent into the buckle. Kegstacker's all over Rampage Brown. It's very, very rare, Stan, to see someone be able to manhandle Rampage Brown like this.
Of course, a man the size of Kegstacker, with the fan support of Kegstacker, it's a recipe for disaster for someone like Rampage Brown.
Remember, Rampage is undefeated in singles competition here at Wrestling in Newcastle. That might be about to change as Kegstacker takes him down again.
That one loss on that record is actually in that tag match when he teamed with Kegstacker back at Summertime Showdown.
Yeah, a loss that Rampage no doubt blames Kegstacker for, although the motivation behind Rampage's alliance with Brady Phillips remains kind of unclear, it's got to be said.
Well, some people saying it's frustration with this new generation of wrestler like Kegstacker, that he doesn't feel they're ready to take the torch, and that's why he looked at someone like Brady Phillips.
Rampage, as we know, cost Kegstacker his opportunity to win that Wrestling in Newcastle Championship.
And he was so close, Dave. That's the thing, he was so close.
So no love lost whatsoever between these two men after that Great North Rumble, when that opportunity was squandered courtesy of Rampage. He just got sent into the steel ring post by Kegstacker.
That's becoming a bit of a barroom brawl here. Probably not stranger to the Forest Hall, a few pub fights. We want to get this in the ring. This is a wrestling match.
You can see how highly motivated Kegstacker is to try and get that win over Rampage, given what happened at the Great North Rumble. Rampage is just seemingly on the run here, going between the ropes and then dropping the throat of Kegstacker over that top rope. Rampage, and side suplex, dropping
what
him.
kind of monster can pick up a man like Kegstacker that easy? Here comes a pin.
So shoulder up for Kegstacker, but monster is a very accurate description of Rampage Brown, both in his physical capabilities and in his demeanor.
Beast, isn't he?
Come on, Keg!
Kegstacker learning that, or relearning that here tonight. Rampage, a massive leg choking out Kegstacker in the corner. Rampage coming back for more. Another uppercut this time. Every one of those blows, however big you are, it's going to rock your entire body. Kegstacker finding that out. Rampage is bending the rules here as much as the referee will allow him to do so. He's going to the ropes and dropping his body weight down on the back of the neck.
You notice his offense is about driving the air out of Kegstacker, trying to make him starved of oxygen.
For both these men, takes a lot of oxygen to circulate around those huge bodies of theirs, so it's a smart strategy from Rampage to cut off that supply.
It's experience once again coming into play.
Pulling and tearing at the face here of Kegstacker is Rampage.
Trying to get him off the ropes! Bring him out! I'm trying to get him off!
Rampage trying to say he's helping get Kegstacker off the ropes. How disingenuous from Rampage, and Rampage got what he deserved.
That's it, can Kegstacker rally?
That's his chance, it's an opening, no doubt, for Kegstacker. Rampage, oh, what a landing for Rampage. Kegstacker just tossing him around the ring here.
And now's not the time to toy around. He needs to get in there.
Yeah, he is toying with him. I think you're right. This is allowing Rampage some valuable recuperation time. Look, he's back up here, is Rampage. Again, that experience advantage of Rampage Brown coming into play.
More inexperience from Kegstacker. Probably having a bit too much fun. You don't want to have fun in there with Rampage. You want to get the job done.
Now, what's about to happen to Kegstacker now isn't going to be any fun for him whatsoever if Rampage can lift him up. Rampage looking for the pile driver. Kegstacker, though, powers out the backdrop. Now Rampage in a bad position. Kegstacker drops down. The seated splash right onto the chest of Rampage Brown.
And now it's Rampage Brown gasping for air.
Highly heated heavyweight confrontation in progress here between Rampage Brown and Kegstacker. Kegstacker crushes him in the corner, sends him to the other side, does the same. Rampage's got to find a way back into this, and he does. He gets the boot into the face. Rampage climbing. Rampage is trying to set himself on that top rope. Took too long about it. Kegstacker's got him. And from over his head, throws him all the way back into the middle of the ring. Kegstacker will go for the pin. He'll hook the outside leg, and Rampage will kick out regardless.
The keg!
The keg! The keg!
What's he going to do with the keg?
He's got that keg, Dave! He's got the keg!
I mean, it's all well and good, but he can't use that on Rampage. He'll be disqualified. What's he doing?
We see him use it as a bit of a platform, but hasn't timed it well there.
No, I'm not sure what it achieved, bringing the keg into the ring there, because, again, more time for Rampage to recuperate. That's a couple of occasions now that Kegstacker's done that. Rampage throwing that keg out of commission.
And he's about to take someone out with the front row. I don't like the look of this, Dave.
It must look like a long way down for Kegstacker. And it is a long way down off the superplex. Rampage quickly on top of him, looking for the victory, and gets it just like that.
Going up the match, Rampage Brown!
And I think Kegstacker could have won that on a couple of occasions, but his own mistakes might have cost him, and he's going to rue some of those errors.
Rampage Brown hand raised once again, a common sight, but once again, no help for Rampage Brown this time, unlike Adam Bolt earlier.
Well, tag team action on the way next, but before that, let's take you back to the Great North Rumble and a singles match between Kasey Owens and Angel Hayze. As we move ever closer to the gauntlet for the gold at Grand Slam 2 this coming November. We'll crown the first ever Wrestling in Newcastle Women's Champion. It's a hell of a match between these two women at the Rumble. As you see, back and forth action between both of them.
It was impressive from both women, of course, but as we're about to see, it was Kasey Owens who picked up the victory, potentially setting her place in the gauntlet. Angel Hayze has some work to do.
Remember, history will be made Saturday, November 15th at Grand Slam 2, the gauntlet for the gold to crown the first ever women's champion. Meanwhile, tonight, Owens and Hayze going to be on opposite sides of a tag team match.
The following contest, it is a tag team attraction set for one fall, and it has a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first.
I'm the girl you're thinking about, the one thing you can live without. Yeah, I'm the girl you've been waiting for. Have you done on your knees? What are you begging for more? You probably thought I wouldn't get this far. You thought I'd end up in the back of a car. You probably thought that I never.
Heading towards the ring this time, representing team number 1, Hilly from the city of Manchester. She is the queen of queens, the best, the superstar, Lana Austin.
Yeah, very interesting dynamics in this tag team match because Lana Austin, as you just heard, refers to herself as a superstar. There's plenty of big egos in this match and plenty of individual aspirations for that women's championship this coming November. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these two teams can each interact and stay on the same page as each other.
Ivy and Lana Austin, the Decibels, picked up a victory against one of their opponents tonight, Angel Hayze, and her partner at the time, ZZ, picked up that victory. Since then, Lana Austin has been undefeated.
Decibel is a great name for that tag team, by the way. Austin and Ivy are both extremely loud.
Introducing her tag team partner. Heading towards the ring at this time, hailing from Belfast, Northern Ireland. She is one half of the She-Wolves, the mother of chaos, Kasey Owens.
As we just saw, Kasey Owens recently pinned Angel Hayze in that one-on-one match at the Great North Rumble, and she is intent on further domination in this women's division.
Curious about how this tag team is going to gel. Kasey Owens, the polar opposite of Lana Austin in many ways.
One way in which they're similar, as I said, is that ego, the belief that they are the best. And to have someone in there who is equally self-confident, equally cocky if you like, that could be a problem for this team.
And now introducing their opponents.
Simple mission here tonight for Angel Hayze. She is looking to avenge that loss against Kasey Owens and to stake her claim for that gauntlet for the gold.
She has a lot of work to do. Unfortunately, Angel Hayze, despite being a fan favourite, is 0 for 2 here in Wrestling In Newcastle.
Even more reason then to make a statement tonight. The pressure on everybody heading towards the crowning of that first ever women's champion, but no one perhaps more so than Angel Hayze.
Has actually been defeated by both her opponents in separate occasions, so a win tonight would be very impressive to redeem herself.
And now introducing her tag team partner. It's a cream to the core, the cult classic, Lucia Lee.
Lucia Lee made her Wrestling in Newcastle debut at Grand Slam with a victory over Ivy, who, as we said, is Lana Austin's former tag team partner. So lots of threads tying these four women together headed into this tag team match.
Being since that defeat, retired. I don't know if that was Lucia Lee's intention, but here she is, currently undefeated, setting the world on fire.
It might be one of the reasons that she's so popular, if she has at least for now silenced the voice of Ivy, although Lana Austin still being as loud as ever in her corner. So Austin is used to being in tag team action, given the history of that that tag team with Ivy, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to gel well with Owens.
Oh no, kindred spirits with Ivy, but
hang on now. Hayze trying on her opponent's gear here, and Austin not happy at all about that. Austin saying she doesn't want to start. It looks like it's going to be Owens. So Owens and Hayze renewing hostilities from the Great North Rumble. These two locking up. Lucia Lee bouncing up and down, looking eager to get involved in the match. Owens has Hayze back into the corner and having a little slap to the chest there, basically a clean break.
Is that how we're playing this? We're going to cheat? Okay.
Hayze getting the crowd on side. These two going to lock up a second time. Well, maybe not. Hayze rolling out of the way. Kick right to the backside. A little bit of humiliation there for Owens from Hayze.
these two go way back, beyond Wrestling in Newcastle, in fact. Same neck of the woods.
This is some comedy thing.
Owens pointing a finger, and clearly that has wound up Owens. In fact, it forced her into a mistake. The drop toe hold there from Hayze as she continues to maintain the psychological upper hand against Owens. Still more verbal back and forth. This time Hayze gets caught. Owens bragging about how smart she is as she sweeps the leg away, and Hayze goes face first down into the canvas.
Come on.
Hayze caught her that time, the point of the elbow right into the side of the face of Owens. Owens grab the trunks there. Now Hayze going behind, reversal of that waist lock. Owens will hold on to the rope. Hayze back on her feet straight away, rolled through it. Spinning kick into the abdomen. And now Hayze is going to go to the ropes. Owens in trouble. Here comes Hayze with a drop kick right to the side of the head. She'll go for the pin straight off the back of it, but Owens immediately, smartly grabbing the bottom rope.
I don't know if you noticed, it was very clever of Angel Hayze. She nearly hit the ropes where Lana Austin was standing. Redirect herself, knowing what Lana Austin could do.
Yeah, never turn your back on Lana Austin, never trust her. Austin tagging in. And it doesn't seem like they're particularly getting along, Owens and Austin. Austin, equally rash, charging in, just like we saw from Owens, and it's the same result, a drop toe hold from Hayze. Another kick in the backside as well before the tag to Lucia Lee.
Angel Hayze been working on a signature move collection.
Lean out, sending Austin to the ropes. Clothesline from Lee. Any one of these four women would make a great inaugural women's champion. Beautiful neck breaker there from Lee. Austin rolled towards the ropes, able to kick out on one, and then rolls under the rope to the outside, buys herself some time.
She's seeing with Lucia and Lana, two undefeated women here in Wrestling in Newcastle. Two shoo-ins for the Grand Slam, calling for the gold.
Meanwhile, Owens ends up on the outside with her tag team partner, and their opponents look like they have plans to take the double baseball slide, in fact, taking them out.
I think Lana Austin is quite high to the front row.
Choosing to focus their attention on Austin. Hayze has got Austin by the wrist here. Meanwhile, Owens is still out on the outside. Lucia Lee tagging back in. It's essentially 2-on-1 at the moment. Double axe handle from Lee. Lucia Lee promising another one. The tag here working well with Hayze. You've got to say Hayze and Leah working better as a team than their opponents are.
Oh, 100%. Very much on the same page.
Owens is back up on the apron now, but not that it matters because Austin is a long, long way from that corner. Frequent tags between Lucia Lee and Angel Hayze. Double axe handle there, and Lana Austin needs a tag. She's got to get to that corner or she's going to be in serious trouble. Maybe there was a tag there. Was that a blind tag? I think it was.
Yeah, I saw a blind tag.
They didn't realize Owens was in. Well, they both realize now.
That's why they call it the she-wolf. Vicious to the core.
Yeah, Owens just putting a boot in really ruthlessly here on Lucia Lee. Oh my goodness, what impact in the corner. Owens claiming that her and Austin were performing some great teamwork there. I'm not sure if that's the case. Again, though, it speaks to the ego of Kasey Owens that she believes this has been flawless so far. Austin is back in. Snapmare from Austin. He's going to go immediately to the ropes. Gets a single leg drop kick right into the chest. Will go for the cover, off of the back of it, and there's a kick out from Lee.
Well, Lana Austin and Kasey Owens do represent the most experience in this contest. We're starting to see it now as they cut off the ring.
Austin regaining the upper hand. Austin with such great experience that she knows how she can just take the crowd out of a match, turn a match back in her favor, and that's what she's been able to do. Owens taking down Lucia Lee. What a kick that was. Point of the toe right into the spinal column. The cover now from Owens and a kick out from Lee. But Lee felt the effects of that one. You can be sure of that.
Kasey Owens is dissecting Lucia Lee here.
What are you going to do about it? What am I going to do?
Look at Owens getting in the face here of Angel Hayze. Still plenty of ill feeling between those two after that singles match at the Rumble. Lucia Lee in an enormous amount of trouble. Owens is going to test her resolve. And for now, Lucia Lee passes that test.
And Kasey Owens is constantly putting herself in between Lucia Lee and a tag partner.
Now the tag to Austin, and credit where it's due. I think in the past few minutes, Austin and Owens have been working a little bit better together. Lee, though, putting the block on Austin's attempts to send her into the corner, and instead it's Austin who eats turnbuckle pad. Now Lucia Lee putting that boot into Lana Austin. Ooh. Oh, what a right hand from Austin. Goodness me. Raw power from Austin. Is it enough to secure the win? It nearly was. Austin with some unpleasant words towards Angel Hayze.
Angel Hayze is fired up. She wants in this contest.
Well, she needs in, Stan. We talked about it, right? Hayze that desperately needs a victory here. Kick from Lee. Some real heavy hitting between Austin and Lee in the past minute or two.
And just like that, the match is open. If Lucia Lee can get a tag here, Angel Hayze, the whole complexion could change.
I don't know if either woman has the wherewithal to make it to their corner. They've both been hit so hard. Austin does make the tag, and Lee does as well. Fresh blood for both teams. Here comes Hayze. Hayze striking Owens. Now Angel Hayze with a run up. Forearm right to the face. And again. Hayze for a third time. And again, Owens has no answer for Hayze. Look at the clothesline. She ducks another one, does Hayze. Swing blade. Hayze. Can she get victory this time? Owens is still somehow hanging in there.
Well, Hayze is on fire, Dave.
Hayze trying to get the crowd to carry her home in this tag team contest. Hayze got a leg caught.
Went for the super kick.
That's Uranagi. The sit-out Uranagi from Kasey. Owens. Hayze able to kick out anyway. Here comes another tag for both teams. Leave a stunner. The stunner on Austin. Leave with the pin and Austin kicks out. I don't know what it's going to take for one of these two teams to win this. A headbutt from Austin, maybe that's what it'll take.
Straight knockout could be.
Austin, has she done enough here? Well, we won't know because Angel Hayze pulled the leg, stopped the pin.
And now Owens is back in.
All four women in this one. Referee is losing control of this contest. What a kick that was from Hayze. Oh. Austin was looking for a DDT. Instead, here comes Hayze. Oh my God. What a move by Angel Hayze off of the ropes. Lucia Lee's up top. Austin in trouble, nowhere to go for Lana Austin. The diving elbow drop from Lucia Lee and a victory.
Here are your winners, the team of Angel Hayze and Lucia Lee.
Sam, we talked about how both teams, but in particular this team, needed a victory. You got to be pleased for Lucia Lee and Angel Hayze.
Lucia Lee said 2 in a row and she's right, but the headline reads for me, Dave. Lana Austin pinned for the first time in Wrestling in Newcastle.
And again, what are the consequences as we head ever closer to that gauntlet for the gold? Lana Austin, I think, would have considered herself the overwhelming favourite to become the women's champion. But what does this mean after this result here tonight at Bulletproof?
Yeah, me and Michelle's just trying to enjoy our Easter break down at the coast with the bench and our South Shield's been a family break. I think it's time we address the elephant in the room in the situation.
Who are you calling an elephant?
Not you, man, the situation at Win.
Oh, that situation.
One.
Right, Benji, I'm talking directly to you here, kid. What are you ignoring us for? I've sent you messages, I've emailed you, I've contacted you on all my social media platforms, but still absolutely nothing. What's going on? Tell you who's on the card, though, did you say that?
Henry Faust. Harry Dunham. Who else?
Wesley Nsereko.
The reason why we don't play with TV license anymore.
Exactly, him.
I tell you what, even though that we're not on the card, this Saturday, the 19th of April, at the Forest Hall Social Club, Michelle and Marc Mathers are still turning up. And Benji, this one's on you, mate. Go on.
Now at this time, I have been informed that one individual I'm sure the fans of Wrestling in Newcastle is very familiar with. He's asked for some time to speak and address the fans here tonight at the Forest Hall Social Club. He's accompanied by Michelle. He is the heavyweight brawler, Marc Mathers.
Well, we just heard from Marc and Michelle Mathers from earlier in the week, and goodness me, what a load of whining. Are we going to hear more of it here?
Well, Benji's taking a battering tonight, isn't he? But either way, Marc and Michelle not on the card tonight, as we said, but let's take a look at Grand Slam. What happened then?
As you can see, Michelle Mathers with a powder into the face of Nsereko. The beneficiary of it, Marc Mathers with the roll-up, stealing a win against Wesley and Nsereko.
And that's why they're so annoyed. Not on the card, but Wesley and Nsereko will be in action later on.
Well, they got nothing to be annoyed about. Look, the evidence is right there on tape. What they did. Let's hear now from Marc Mathers.
There's something I need to address tonight with you lot.
So, I told everybody that we were going to be here today, and I also told Benji, what you still ignoring us for, man? I'm sick of this. Whatever happens tonight, Benji, that's on you, kid. Now, the mission still has not changed. Me and Marc are here for gold.
I made it very clear, if you want to be part of this company, you have to walk in this ring, step on this canvas, and face me man to man if you want to be part of the win. People like Wesley and Nsereko are getting another opportunity tonight. Shocking! A gladiator! He is the reason why we don't pay our TV license anymore.
Well, it sounds like Wesley and Nsereko's heard enough. Either that or the TV license inspectors have. He was a finalist in 2024's Series of Gladiators. What an effort it was from Wesley and Nsereko, and despite the comments of Marc and Michelle Mathers, I'm sure all of the rest of us are delighted to have Nsereko here at Wrestling in Newcastle.
Well, we saw how this last contest went, and obviously due to the result and the manner of it, he's going to get a well-deserved opportunity to redeem himself tonight. But Marc and Michelle are not happy with that, as we've heard.
Nsereko with a right of reply here to Marc and Michelle Mathers, and I'm sure he'll have plenty to say in response.
You two do my absolute head. And look, the light's not even working on your shoe. I had a feeling you two clowns would be here today. I heard you with your makeup. So you two, why don't you take a seat and I'll show you how to wrestle.
No, we leave. You do you.
Come on, take a nice seat.
You do you.
How's it going, win? Now, I didn't come here to chat with these two. Bring out Zio Knox. Let's wrestle!
Ask and you shall receive, and Nsereko's opponent on his way.
The following contest, it is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Making his way towards the ring at this time, making his spring residence in parts unknown, 245 pounds, Zio Knox.
Hang on. We just had the Gladiators theme, Dave. We've got the Apprentice theme on.
Originally from Uganda, weighing in 220 pounds, who is a Gladiators finalist, Wesley Nsereko!
I'm just wondering if we have to pay the license fee right now.
If I was Marc and Michelle Mathers, I think I would stop going on about how they've stopped paying their license fee, because sooner or later that's going to catch up with them.
They've got a stick, don't they? That's what I heard.
They're obviously spending all of that license fee money they're saving on flashing appliances for Michelle Mathers to wear.
One of them isn't flashing, it turns out, as Wes pointed out.
Not really sure why Knox has brought that croquet mallet with him.
He's used it in the past. But we have to keep one eye on it. We know what he uses it for.
Yeah, well, what's his excuse though? Why is he even able to justify? That's a valid thing to bring to the ring with him.
Beat up, where's that 8? Croquet at 9. He's a man of leisure.
Just saving some time by bringing his mallet with him, I guess. But we saw Zio Knox forming a partnership with Marc Mathers in that Great North Rumble. They showcased some real dominance together during that match, and apparently that friendship continuing as Knox here kind of representing Marc Mathers against Wesley and Nsereko.
Come on.
Chance for redemption tonight for Nsereko. Knox complaining that his hair was pulled. I don't think that complaint has any merit. But certainly Nsereko looking to get a victory after that controversial defeat, that Grand Slam against Mathers.
Oh, same night, Grand Slam. Zio Knox came up short against Kegstacker, so both coming off losses.
Nsereko got distracted, and that's going to be a problem, I think, throughout the match stand. He's going to have eyes in the back of his head with the antics of Marc and Michelle Mathers at ringside.
Well, they've made it very clear they do not like Wes being here.
Well, I'm sure the feeling is mutual. Nsereko crawling through the legs here, a little too fast for Zio Knox. A headbutt into the stomach, rolling through. Sunset flip from Nsereko for a 2 count. And a drop toe hold. Knox ending up just tied up in that middle rope. Nsereko over the top and dropping the throat of Knox further over that rope.
A fantastic athlete is Wesley Nsereko. I mean, you don't get to become a finalist in Gladiators if you're not a fantastic athlete.
Yeah, very proud of his Ugandan roots, is Nsereko. Very proud of the effort he made on national television last year. Mathers getting involved, and off the back of the distraction, Knox got the knees up. Knox here, choking away at Nsereko. Now Mathers, referee's back turned. This is ridiculous. It's 3-on-1 out here. Look at him. Look at that look on the face of Marc Mathers, like butter wouldn't melt in his mouth.
Like Norpac wouldn't melt in his mouth, maybe, you could say. He's got the mocking comments from Michelle as well. I've not even heard.
Yeah. It's going to be very, very difficult here for Nsereko to overcome these odds. It's a real puzzle for him to try and solve. He's doing a good job of it at the moment, though. Look at these repeated clotheslines in the corner. Knox is being thrust backwards time and time again. And then Nsereko with another one. Knox is going to collapse down to the canvas, and Marc and Michelle Mathers look deeply concerned. Nsereko over the top, head first. That leaping senton, he'll go for the pin. And Knox will kick out, but Nsereko, if he is going to overcome those odds, is going the right way about it.
Let's go.
Nsereko has him up on the shoulders, not so. 145 pounds of him, he's got the hair as well. And Nsereko, dropped on the top rope, gets drop kicked to the outside. And now he's going to distract the referee. As clear as day. The strategy blindingly obvious. Knox deliberately distracting the referee so Mathers can get some more cheap shots in.
Knox has got to get himself some. Picking the bones.
Well, Nsereko left here a sitting duck essentially. Nsereko sent into the post. It's crazy to me that Marc Mathers and Michelle Mathers are even out here. Because it's stacking the deck against Nsereko in such a ridiculously unfair way.
Bad news for Nsereko, unfortunately.
Yeah, count of 7 now from the referee, and Nsereko's in danger of being counted out.
Nsereko very cleverly there, rolled back in. Well, Marc getting another cheap shot on.
Yeah, Mathers was thinking about another cheap shot, but couldn't get one. Nsereko,
Look at it.
Yeah, good block of the suplex. The elbow there. Late counter into a small package from Nsereko. Kick out from Knox.
That's why it might come down to, Dave. It might come down to a desperation move from Wesley just to turn the odds in his favour.
1, 2, 3.
Referee gonna force Zio Knox to break that choke before the count of 5. Another cheap shot here from Mathers. Both Marc and Michelle getting involved.
Back it up.
We're trying to give him. See if he wanted to drink a water, ref.
Back it up.
Knox has him up. High angle on the suplex, and Nsereko was dropped right on the back of his neck. And Knox with a slightly casual cover there, and it was a little bit too easy for Nsereko to kick out. Knox though still on top, with the advantage of having that assistance at ringside as he's had from the opening here. Reversal of the Irish whip from Nsereko, but Knox comes firing out of the corner. Great explosive offense there from Zio Knox.
Looks like he caught it with the sharp edge of the elbow.
Nsereko though, Nsereko once more taking Knox by surprise. You said it, Stan, that might be Nsereko's best chance of a win here if he can suddenly go for the cover before Marc and Michelle have a chance to react. Again though, Knox so strong, so physical, and able to take down Nsereko. Once more looking for the pin here is Zio Knox, and once more Nsereko hangs in there. But how much longer can Nsereko withstand this?
Interference aside, Zio Knox is doing a great job and it's staying on top of Wesley at all times, just not letting him get any momentum in.
Nsereko with the elbows, going to be lifted here by Knox. Nsereko doing well, I think, to resist being lifted. The hair again being pulled by Knox. How many times is the referee going to allow that? The elbow missed. As did the collision in the corner. Knox missing a couple of moves in a row, and Nsereko going to take full advantage.
Let's go in.
The high leg from Nsereko. That one took Knox down. Has it knocked him out though? Nsereko, oh, how close was that? How close was that for Nsereko?
Very close, and Mathers would have been too late to break that one, though he was looking to. That might be what he needs. That might be what Nsereko needs to pick up a victory here.
Nsereko lifting up Knox. No mean feat to lift a 250-pound man. Sunset flip. Oh, the roll through from Knox. The Samoan drop. More of a Ugandan drop from Nsereko. The pin from Wesley, and a right shoulder just popping up off the canvas with about, 0.1 of a second left.
He locked eyes with Marc Mathers, dared him to come in there.
Mathers again is trying to cause a diversion, I think. Nsereko, I think, was lining up the Ugandan crane, that headbutt.
Michelle just handed Zio Knox something.
What did she hand him? What did she hand him? Oh, the powder! The powder went into the face of Michelle! That backfired horribly! There's the Ugandan crane! The leaping headbutt from Wesley, and Nsereko secures him a win at Bulletproof!
Here is your winner, Wesley Nsereko!
Well, let's take another look here at how Nsereko was able to get this one done. Knox had been handed that makeup powder, And Nsereko able to duck it. There's the Ugandan crane. And 3 seconds later, Nsereko securing a victory.
And Michelle looks like she's seeing a ghost. Looks like she is a ghost.
Knox and Mathers having a disagreement now. They're not really on the same page as much. Now it's all gone horribly wrong.
I think Knox blames Michelle. He needs to be careful here, shoving the referee.
Well, there's plenty of blame to go around. A post-mortem for those 3 is in order, no doubt. But Wesley and Nsereko is going to celebrate long into the night here in Newcastle upon Tyne. So Wesley and Nsereko celebrating tonight, but back at the Great North Rumble, the celebrations would be for whoever could win that 20-man over-the-top rope battle royal. It came down to Shreddy and Alexander Henry. And those are 2 men who are good friends, but on this occasion, they went to war with each other.
2 friends, the lads on parade, and they squared off like they were bitter enemies. But in the end, there was always respect, and it came to this, a fight, a scrap on the apron.
Shreddy able to leverage Henry out there with him. Whoever was first to drop to the floor would lose this. Real tense encounter. They got back into the ring. The spear from Shreddy, and seconds later, Henry clotheslined over the top to the outside, and Shreddy won the Great North Rumble.
Bulletproof continues with singles bout set for 1 fall. And it has a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first. Hayze wants to ring at this time, representing the Temple of Morrow, and accompanied by Owens Knox. Hailing from Blackpool, weighing tonight 230 pounds. This is Ruthless Rob Ray.
Well, they say absence makes the heart grow fonder. This is the first time we've seen Rob Drake in a while after a period of absence, but I don't know, I'm not that pleased to see him. I find there's something quite unsettling about the Temple of Mauer.
And whenever they arrive, there's like a dark cloud descends on Wrestling in Newcastle, and I don't know whether it makes a difference in a good way or a bad way for their opponents. But we're missing Violet Vendetta, who's normally there to almost guide the chaos, and she's absent right now, letting these 2 maniacs run wild.
And nobody steering the ship tonight.
And now introducing his opponent. It's a Wrestling in Newcastle debut.
First night in Wrestling in Newcastle for this young man from Manchester. But can he become the leading man at Wrestling in Newcastle?
Bit of an unfortunate situation for Tony Wright. One hand, well done. He's an opportunity. You've been impressive. Come make your debut for Wrestling in Newcastle. On the other hand, you're against Rob Drake. And Rob Drake is trying to prove something.
We've seen on more than one occasion tonight the presence of an ally at ringside can be a difference maker, but this isn't just any ally. Isaac North, such a terrifying person just to look at. Tony Wright got a real advantage here against this debuting young man from the Northwest.
Don't know if it's bravery or stupidity, but Tony Wright does not look intimidated.
I have been informed by senior official Rich Swift that Isaac North is not permitted to be out here for this contest, and if he remains, the match will be awarded by forfeit to Tony Wright.
That's a great decision. That is a great decision, and it could be a difference maker here for Tony Wright.
The great call. We've seen, you've said it before, Dave. Chaos at ringside this evening. It's great that senior official Rich Swift has stepped in and is trying to maintain some control, some decorum now.
Yeah, the officials here trying to reassert some kind of order tonight. Isaac North going to be the man who has to pay the price there. He's going to be ejected from the ringside area. And so it is going to be strictly one-on-one between Rob Drake and Tony Wright.
What a mismatch this looks like.
Well, we'll see. As you said, a big opportunity here for Tony Wright, and see if he does have that leading man energy that he's going to need if he's going to take out this dark, intense presence that is Rob Drake.
All right, 25-30 kilograms between these two.
Side headlock though from Wright. Drake can pick him up. Use that power advantage if he can. Wright needs to use his speed, use his agility. See if Drake gets a hold of him. Could be a short match. Twisting at the wrist here already of Tony Wright. Here's Drake. Right, they're doing a good job to counter that. Just yanking at the shoulder, trying to take it out of its joint.
Maybe that's what he needs, a little joint manipulation, a bit of technical proficiency to keep Rob Drake off balance.
Referee wanting the break. Didn't get what he wanted as Drake shot right into the face there of Wright. Wright does have the feeling of an underdog in this one. He's going to need a lot of determination, a lot of resilience, I think, against Rob Drake if he's going to survive here on his debut.
Well, Rob Drake looks like a Viking in there. Fighting like a Viking as well. Look at him, putting the stomps in there to Tony Wright.
Yeah, Rob Drake, the temple of Malum influence, just flowing through his veins in every bit of his offense. Shot that was from Wright though. And you said it, Stan, Wright isn't backing down here. He's showing no fear whatsoever in the face of Rob Drake. Here he comes again. Drake trying to cover up.
Tony Wright has a history of fighting back from adversity, so this is probably just another day fighting from the bottom, but it's a lot to overcome.
Kicked right in the hand there, did Wright, by Drake. Spine buster. Immediately following up. Look at those strikes. Now the pin. If Wright knows what's good for him, he might stay down, but it's not in his character. He's got that fighting spirit. He's going to kick out if he possibly can, but what a beat down here. Drake with a neck breaker. Right, increasingly it looks like he's unable to provide much resistance. He still gets the shoulder up.
Come on, Tony!
Tell you what though, Stan, sometime very soon, Tony Wright's going to have to get some offense in here, or his time in this match is going to be pretty short.
He's going to have to sneak his way in. Maybe duck one of those wild shots, get a roll up, something.
Yeah,
any kind of leverage.
Every one of those strikes that he is unable to avoid, though, makes it all the more difficult to avoid the next one, because he's increasingly beaten and battered here is Tony Wright.
You like that, Tony?
I can already see the bruises emerging on the body of Tony Wright. He's taking a beating here.
Yeah, he's going to be feeling this one for a few days, a few weeks maybe. With or without Isaac North, Rob Drake proving to be a force of nature here tonight at Bulletproof. Tony Wright still fighting though. Let's not count this young man out.
Yeah, and those open hand chops are leaving marks.
God, but just like that, the elbow turns things back to the advantage of Drake. The left shoulder up for Wright, but Drake, you just feel like every time he hits the target with one of those vicious looking strikes, it just takes a bigger chunk out of the remaining energy bar that Tony Wright might have.
Piece of crap! Piece of crap!
Drake with a bit of unnecessary verbal abuse there towards Wright before he sends him across the ring.
Look at you! Pathetic.
Maybe Wright needs to get annoyed now.
Pathetic.
He can't take this.
Just like each and every one of you!
He needs to dig deep. He needs to find something. A little bit of anger, maybe.
He's trying to get back to his feet, you can see. Even though every fibre in his body wants to stay down, Wright forcing himself up, but it must be incredibly demoralizing when as soon as you fight your way to your feet, a single strike takes you right back down flat on your back. Right up again and then straight back down, courtesy of that clubbing blow from Drake.
Come on, Tony!
Brutal. This is why you have corner men to throw in the towel. Tony Wright isn't going to quit, but maybe he should for his own health.
Well, luckily our referee, Rich Swift, very experienced, will know if he needs to call this off, but he's not doing it yet because Wright still has some fight in him. Here he comes again. You've got to be impressed with the determination, the tenacity of this kid.
Oh, I'm very impressed with Tony Wright. Fighting from the bottom.
Again, sent hard into the corner. He came firing out of that corner and hit a clothesline. Now an elbow.
And the Viking is reeling. Ruthless Rob Drake. Turnabout is fair play.
Luthez press there. Drake looks rocked all of a sudden. Tony Wright looking for what would be, in many people's eyes, a massive upset.
And he's just swinging. He's swinging for the fences.
It's working for him somehow. Able to just grab Drake from behind. The back of Drake's head just bounced off the canvas like a basketball there. Here comes Wright. Wright with a Fameasser, driving the face of Drake hard down into the mat. I have no idea, Stan, where this second wind is coming from for Wright.
It's just pure tenacity. And went for the super kick.
Shot to the throat, though, from Drake. Going to make it almost impossible for Wright to breathe. And the end may be coming or maybe not. The headbutt here from Wright. Wright with answers to every question at the moment that Drake is posing. He's able to pick him up and slam him. Tony Wright showing where that leading man moniker comes from. He's lining up the super kick again.
If he can hit this, it could be over.
Oh, spear. Just like that. Drake with the spear. Drake, double underhook into the DDT. Wright was dropped square on the top of his head. Drake will make the pin, and you could count to 10. This one's over. Yeah, ruthless by name, ruthless by nature tonight at Bulletproof.
And maybe we were fools for thinking Tony Wright could come against the state of play, but what an effort from that young man.
I think Tony Wright's made believers of all of us, even in defeat here, but here comes Isaac North.
I don't like this. I don't like this, Dave.
Yeah, this is where the Temple of Malum are at their most dangerous, their most sinister.
We need to get...
Maybe help is coming. They're looking over at the entranceway because there's music playing, and I think I recognise the music. Yes, I do. HT Drake. Drake sending North into Drake.
These two, Isaac North and HT Drake, are scheduled to face each other. Are we getting that now?
From one Drake to another there. HT Drake and Rob Drake having words, but yeah, it looks like North and HT Drake gonna happen right this second.
Start the match! Start it!
North is a man possessed here. You said it, Stan, he's normally kind of got the shackles on him because he's being guided, controlled somewhat by Violet Vendetta, but she's not here.
Absolute savage, but Drake's faced savages in the past and come out on top.
He's something of a legend here in Newcastle, is HT Drake, known for innovative, exciting offense. You're going to have to use plenty of it here against North, because there, another quick example of how very, very dangerous North can be. What a running knee.
HT Drake has been the lifeblood of Wrestling in Newcastle, almost like a gatekeeper.
Oh, what's wrong, Newcastle?
Here he's defending the honour of Newcastle, Wrestling in Newcastle, and Tony Wright all in one go.
Yeah, and Isaac North.
What a challenge.
In the absence of Violet Vendetta, you just get the feeling that North is unleashed here tonight. So unpredictable, so dangerous. Where is Violet Vendetta, by the way? Do we know where she is?
I have no idea. I just know with a man like Isaac North on the loose, a ruthless man, demented man, no one is safe.
Yeah, least of all HT Drake. And hard into the corner. In fact, so hard, I think the ring moved an inch or two there. North is so sinister, such a malevolent aura to this man. He's really taken the crowd out of it. As you said, HT Drake, a real fan favorite normally. The crowd kind of silenced here by this onslaught from North, which continues as he is able to catapult the throat of HT Drake into the underside of the bottom rope.
And there's a dark alternative reality where, going back to Gauntlet for the Gold, Isaac North was that close to being the first Wrestling in Newcastle champion. And what a dark version of this reality that would be.
God, can you imagine what it would be like if Isaac North was the standard bearer for Wrestling in Newcastle?
Shots like that.
Come on, Jake.
No doubt he's got the ability to lead the company, but given this nastiness, this unholiness that we see in Isaac North, it makes you just uncomfortable even to watch him. North has got Drake by the throat. Tried to force him up for...
Went for that choke bomb that he's used to defeat several opponents.
I was going to say that choke bomb has proved to be a real tool in the arsenal of Isaac North, but it wasn't to be there. Drake gets lifted up onto the apron though. Kick right to the side of the face, right to the left ear of North. Here comes Drake. Oh my God, what a spinning heel kick. That springboard wheel kick from Drake. It's a 2 count only. Let's look at the replay here. You hear the impact, Stan?
Absolutely, knocked Isaac North senseless.
North somehow, though, just narrowly kicked out. I don't think Drake can believe that North was able to kick out there. I'm not sure I can believe it.
He's unhuman. He's inhuman.
Maybe he was looking for the code breaker there. Was Drake couldn't get it. There is the choke bomb. The choke bomb from North, and as simple as you like, Isaac North secures the victory.
Here is your winner, the Ring of Glory, Isaac North.
Now, what on earth are we to make of that? A springboard wheel kick that should have knocked out any human being, but North not only able to kick out of the pin, but to immediately bounce back with that devastating choke bomb. That was scary.
an insane level of menace from Isaac North, and who can beat this man?
And North with his hand raised. We continue here at Bulletproof. He's choking out Skinner.
Well, let me make sure that this footage is not taken out of context again. I'm controlling my narrative, and that was an honest mistake. And don't worry, me and Vusyk are best friends. We can overcome anything. 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 At Bulletproof, we prove that. We go up against the comrades of BT Gunn and Levi. And I get the dynamic we've got going on here. Of like, oh, Sensei, you taught me everything I know, and I'm gonna make sure that when we work together, I'm gonna make you proud. But that's not what's gonna happen, Levi. I'm sorry, it's unfortunate. You understand, or you should understand, that Vusyk is a well-oiled machine. But better than that, Vusyk and Ian Skinner as a collaboration is a well-oiled machine. A well-oiled tag team machine. A well-oiled tag team machine making the dream work. As we return to the Forest Hall Social Club for some tag team action, we'll be redefining and reinventing and re-debuting what the real thing is. Featuring Vusyk.
The following contest is a tag team bout set for one fall, and it has a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first. Heading towards the ring at this time, for combined weight, 369 pounds. First of all, from the Czech Republic, Vusyk, his tag team partner. Please be a cool guy, who walks straight to the ring. He is the real thing,
But Stan, look, I've commentated wrestling a long time, and I've seen some odd couples, but this one's got to be up there. You've got the silent intensity of Vusyk, and, well, frankly, the obnoxiousness of Ian Skinner. How on earth are these two teaming together?
Well, originally, Ian Skinner brought Vusyk in almost like a tool, if you will, a tool to get rid of Henry Faust when those two guys had a rivalry going. But since the end of that rivalry, we've seen the tension arise between the two. Vusyk getting a little bit sick of Skinner.
Hey, Newcastle! Shut up! Got him! Look at this teamwork, huh? Look at me and my man Big Bizzle! We're the best of friends. We make an entrance together. That's what happens when you're boys. That's what happens when you... Hey, you like... Shut up. Shut up. If I could have some decorum, please. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Ian Skinner and Vusyk are together forever, best friends. And Vusyk will help me climb the ladder to the top at Wrestling in Newcastle.
Got some real main character energy, doesn't he, Skinner? And I'm not sure Vusyk's particularly happy about the shove there.
Well, Skinner sometimes forgets that there's other people that exist, and we saw that when he actually, unfortunately, led to the elimination of Vusyk back at the Great North Rumble.
Introducing their opponents.
partnership that makes some more sense to me. BT Gunn, very experienced wrestler, very popular, and Levi, an emerging talent who was trained by Gunn. These two look like they are much more natural as far as tag team partners.
Absolutely, representing the Iron Girders gym. I've heard all about Levi from the people he trained with, from some of the trainers at Iron Girders. I'm hearing things like he's a sponge, he's got a great attitude, he tries, he puts all the effort in the world in. We saw him make his debut at the Great North Rumble. I'm very excited to see this team and how they gel.
Levi, after making his debut at that Great North Rumble, going to build on that here. Focus will be on him more. Nowhere to hide in a tag team match. Not that he hit in the Rumble. He really went for it there in that Great North Rumble.
Absolutely, he's a hungry young talent, and I know BT Gunn thinks very highly of him.
Could be a perfect blend here of youth and veteran experience. Whereas, as we've already seen, I'm not sure all is completely well in this so-called friendship between Vusyk and Ian Skinner.
That's a fight I want to see, Vusyk and BT. How hard hitting would that be?
I was about to say Vusyk's got a short fuse. I'm not sure he even has a fuse. He's just constantly furious. He's a fighting machine, is Vusyk. Vusyk, I'm sure, who is not in the best of moods at any time, but must have been in an even more foul mood when Skinner eliminated him from that Great North Rumble. People can form their own conclusions about whether that was Skinner's intention, but he's in here against Gunn to start things out in this tag team match, and he turned his back on Gunn. Big mistake, almost cost him the match straight away.
That could have been a quick one.
Ian Skinner, who's told us on about 7 or 8 occasions just since he emerged into the building tonight that he has loads of friends, which, as we know, anyone with lots of friends has to go on about it all the time.
Because he has his best friend Vusyk watching his back on the apron right now.
Yeah, Vusyk might be his best friend. I'm not sure he's Vusyk's best friend, though, if you know what I mean.
Now, he just gave him a nice pat on the back. I think they're fine.
That wasn't the most affectionate of grunts from Vusyk there towards Skinner, but now you wanted this showdown between Vusyk and Gunn. You're getting it. Skinner trying to play the brave guy, trying to get in the face here of Gunn. Vusyk shoving his own partner away.
I think Vusyk wants this fight as well. Vusyk loves to fight.
Skinner, single right hand from Gunn, dispatched him, but Vusyk now will go after Gunn. What an uppercut that is from the Eastern European. He's gone for another one. Skinner nursing his jaw on the outside as Vusyk knocking down Gunn. Gunn went for a leapfrog, got caught though in midair. The raw power here of Vusyk into a front slam. Is it that Skinner wants the glory? Vusyk's done the work, Skinner wants the pin. Again though, Vusyk turned his back on Gunn, just like Skinner did. That's twice now that team's nearly paid the price. With a blind tag from Levi. Something that Gunn no doubt taught him. Drop toe hold. Gunn to the ropes. Slides under the bottom. Big strike to the face, and Levi's waiting to trip up the leg. Levi double foot stomp right in the small of the back. Looking impressive here is Levi, and this is his first tag match in Wrestling in Newcastle, almost securing the win there against Vusyk.
I'm seeing some of the tricks of the trade, the shin kick, the double stomp in the back. Those are BT maneuvers.
Yeah, you can see the influence of BT Gunn in just about everything that Levi does, but look at this. That was an unsolicited tag on the part of Ian Skinner. Skinner's going to get thrown in here by Levi. Vusyk was livid at his partner.
Levi's an athleticism to him as well, so you're going to see a lot of high-risk moves potentially from the young man.
There's a high-risk move, and it paid off. That spinning head scissors takedown is a sling blade. Skinner going to get turned over onto his back. Levi with a tight cover. Skinner nonetheless though able to kick out on 2. Another tag back to Gunn. Good tag team work here from Levi, just keeping Skinner away from Vusyk. And a knee followed by the clothesline. We thought that Gunn and Levi might look like the more cohesive unit as a team, so it's proving as Gunn gets another 2 count for his team.
I think there's a lot of coaching going on, but the key thing is Levi is listening. I don't think there's a lot of listening going on between Skinner and Vusyk.
Skinner, I think, is maybe overestimating the effect that his body shots had there. Maybe that'll knock some sense into him, at least when he wakes up tomorrow morning. He woke up now. He woke up now and he kicked out.
You don't turn your back on BT Gunn. He'll knock 7 shades out of you.
You would have thought that Skinner would have learned not to turn his back on Gunn at the start when he got rolled up, but paying the price a second time. Levi now tagged back in. Got to be impressed with how well BT Gunn has prepared Levi for his tag team debut. Levi able to hook his arm over the top rope, striking Skinner with the elbows 3 times there. Skinner still able to hold on and finally dragging Levi hard into that middle rope. Vusyk shoving Levi away from the ropes back into the middle of the ring. Skinner's going to try and immediately capitalize on that with a cover. Skinner again just determined to take the glory, wants the pin for himself, but going to tag in Vusyk now.
Again, Vusyk back in there. It's very easy to underestimate someone like Skinner because of his his brash personality, but he's a very vicious competitor himself. We saw that in his contest with Henry Faust.
Nasty piece of work is Skinner, and maybe that's the one thing he does have in common with Vusyk, who's showing his aggression again there. That snap suplex almost securing him the win. Vusyk, look at him holding Levi by the throat. Skinner grabs a hold. Vusyk's going to take a run up here, but Levi will get the boot up, hits the elbow into the side of the head of Skinner. Vusyk trying to lift him up. Look at Levi with the strikes to the skull of Vusyk.
Skinner's back in. Command distraction, that's the tag.
Gunn tagging in. BT Gunn, look at these body shots, quick fire here.
The ref didn't see it. The ref didn't see the tag.
The referee is saying that the Gunn never tagged in. Her back was turned. Look at Vusyk and Skinner taking advantage, dragging Levi back to their corner. Gunn is beyond frustrated at that refereeing decision. But from the referee's perspective, if you don't see the tag, you can't allow it.
Absolutely, and Skinner did a masterful job of doing that.
Neck twist there from Ian Skinner. Skinner gonna try and squeeze the resourcefulness, the resolve out of Levi. Here comes Vusyk choking. Referee's back turned again. Gunn's frustration is actually costing his protege here. Got to be careful about that.
It's where the veteran instinct should kick in.
There's also that sense of responsibility, though, that he feels for Levi, and that's what's making him so concerned, I think. But it might not be helping, or maybe it is. Levi launching himself off the back of Vusyk to hit the cutter on Skinner. Now Levi, can he dodge them both and make the tag? Yes, he can. Referee saw that one. And Gunn immediately with the double strike. Big body slam on Skinner. One on Vusyk as well. BT Gunn, an unstoppable force here at the moment. But hold on. Vusyk coming straight back after him. Gunn though with a flurry of right hands. Vusyk backed into the ropes. Gunn will send him to the ropes. That's what he's going to try and do. Vusyk able to counter it. Duck with a clothesline though from Gunn. Gunn slides underneath. Skinner takes his legs away from under him. Vusyk swing and a miss. Now Vusyk's legs are swept away as well.
And BT Gunn is reeling. He's got momentum.
Gunn kicking Skinner away. That momentum might be about to lead Gunn to victory. Big crossbody. Beautifully executed by Gunn, but the right shoulder up for Vusyk. There's been a real game changer when BT Gunn tagged in. But now his tag team partners had enough time to recuperate. Levi going to be the legal man. Skinner's getting involved again. He hasn't tagged in.
What's this?
Wait, Skinner placed on the shoulders of Vusyk. Here comes Levi.
Oh, I've never seen anything like that before.
Talk about innovative offense. Incredible stuff. The double pin and the double kick out. BT Gunn and Levi. A stunning piece of offense there. But still, Skinner and Vusyk, give them credit where it's due. They both still kicked out. The match is still going on.
We've got everyone in there now fighting.
Let's go!
Yeah, it's a brawl here.
Yeah, get yourself out the way there, Key.
Oh my God. Levi went hard into that corner. Now Vusyk planting the young man up on the top turnbuckle. Skinner's done the same to BT Gunn. What is this from Skinner and Vusyk?
Dual offense.
Looking for stereo superplexes here, maybe. Skinner gets knocked away, as does Vusyk. The plan didn't work. Levi ran into the knee. Levi ran into the knee and gets dropped onto the knees, onto the shins of Vusyk. Here comes Gunn though with a diving headbutt to save his partner. Great tag team action on display here at Bulletproof. All four men down, but Skinner's going to be first to his feet.
Followed by BT.
Gunn just behind him. Gunn tossed to the outside, but he's going to bring Skinner with him.
Big Skinner had an idea of isolating Levi.
There's a stranglehold maybe from Vusyk.
Japanese stranglehold, the straight jacket, and that probably wasn't the plan.
And it's another blind tag. And again, Vusyk looking not too pleased at Skinner.
Vusyk had the end in his eyes.
Look at this.
He just got interrupted.
What are you doing? Let me finish it. I am the tag team.
I am the tag team. Look at the arrogance of Skinner.
Brady!
Skinner looks round. He sees that Gunn's taken his partner out of commission. And Gunn dropping Skinner. Now here comes Levi. Big trouble here for Skinner. The double foot stomp right into the shoulders. Levi and Gunn both leap on top. And Levi and Gunn are your winners.
Here are your winners, the team of Levi and the other team, BT
Now, if it wasn't for that ego, that self-obsession of Ian Skinner insisting that he was going to be the one to take the glory, this could have been a very different outcome, and you can tell by the look on Vusyk's face, he realizes it.
But what a victory for the emerging tag team of BT Gunn and Levi.
Ian Skinner might be looking for a new best friend after this, but it turns out Levi has the perfect mentor in BT Gunn. Levi and Gunn celebrating a victory, their first tag team outing here at Wrestling in Newcastle. Oh dear, look at this. Skinner and Vusyk get into their feet.
Vusyk's fuming.
Yeah, Skinner
He's fuming, Dave.
Skinner is cautious here because he realizes.
What are you doing, huh? I'm doing everything to keep it together. I'm doing everything. Okay?
Skinner's blaming Vusyk.
It's about what's wrong. It's about me.
He just said on your own. He's done.
There's a low blow from Skinner. Skinner's assaulting his supposed best friend. Skinner has completely snapped here. This narcissism of Ian Skinner has caused him to totally lose control.
He's just now attacking Vusyk, but
look, Gunn and Levi back out here, assisting Vusyk. That's very sporting behaviour, very noble of Gunn and Levi, but they shouldn't have had to come out here. Ian Skinner he's a piece of work, is Skinner.
it speaks a lot to the honour of Levi and BT Gunn that they'd come and essentially save their opponent.
Well, coming up next here, our main event, the championship on the line. And this all began at the Great North Rumble when Henry Faust and Joe Wade refused the offer of a handshake from Brady Phillips and Rampage Brown.
Henry made it very clear he did not like what his mentor and Rampage Brown was doing and what Brady the champion was doing, hence the rejection. But as we're about to see, they would pay for it.
Phillips and Brown, the attack here on Wade as Wade was getting ready to enter the Rumble. Phillips and Brown weren't done there.
You had your chance.
Brady Phillips is screaming, "You had your chance," and refusing after that to go on a path of destruction. Pile drivers there on Faust and Alexander Henry. Chaos caused.
It is now time for the main event of Wrestling in Newcastle's Bulletproof! When the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, senior official, Rich Swift. This match has the added stipulation that a cornerman can throw in the towel if they feel that their representative cannot continue. The following contest, set for one fall. It is a singles bout. It has a 30-minute time limit, and it is for the Wrestling in Newcastle Championship. Introducing the participants.
No doubt that added stipulation adds a real twist here. In a match where you have a corner man who can throw in the towel on your behalf, you've got to have absolute unconditional trust in the man who you bring out there with you, and Henry Faust certainly has that with Joe Wade.
It does raise a question for me. What has Brady got planned? We've seen how he's become like a torturous wrestler. He likes to inflict punishment on opponents. seeing them as beneath him. What does he plan on doing to Henry Faust to make Joe Wade throw that towel in?
Well, from Faust's point of view, I think he would say, you've got to ask what I'm going to do to them. He's a karate expert, is Henry Faust. We've seen time and again he's got boundless energy, real crowd favourite. And with Joe Wade out here to counteract against the influence of Rampage Brown, there's a real possibility here that Brady Phillips' title reign is in serious jeopardy.
Absolutely, nothing against Henry Faust, but he's about to face the most winningest man in wrestling in Newcastle.
Perhaps the reason he is the winningest man in wrestling in Newcastle is that he will win by any means necessary. You are looking at a manipulative, cunning champion, but also a man, unfortunately, of exceptional skill.
7 victories in a row. 5 victories since winning the Wrestling in Newcastle Championship at Gauntlet for the Gold back in November of 2023. On that same night, Henry Faust made his debut and lost to Marc Mathers. How far that young man has come. Going one-on-one with Brady Phillips.
How far he's come is one thing, but the other question is how far is he prepared to go? Because there is nothing Brady Phillips will not do to hold on to that championship. No tactic he will not employ if it results in him leaving Bulletproof with that championship belt still in his possession. Can Henry Faust be as ruthless as Brady Phillips will be here? Because if he can't, it's going to be a real mountain to climb for the challenger. Brady Phillips, Henry Faust, our main event for the Wrestling in Newcastle Championship.
Bulletproof, yeah? We'll see.
Introducing first, the corner man of the challenger, the Goth Boy, Joe Wade. And now, introducing the challenger, hailing from Newcastle upon Tyne, and winning tonight, 14.5 stone, he is the wrestler who refuses to drown, Henry Faust! And now, the corner man of the champion, known all over the world, Rampage Brown! And now, the introduction for the champion from Kettering Town, Northamptonshire, weighing in tonight at 15 stone. He is the current reigning and defending Wrestling in Newcastle champion, Bulletproof Brady Phillips!
Brady Phillips carries himself like a man who believes that he is bulletproof, and with good reason. You talked about all of those times he successfully defended that title. Stan, is it going to be the same result here tonight?
It's hard to bet against Brady Phillips. I mean, it's not tonight's not called Wrestling in Newcastle Refuse to Drown, is it? It's Bulletproof. Brady Phillips has this event named after him for a reason.
Yeah, he's in many ways the franchise player here, but that was rash. Very rash from Phillips, and Faust going to take immediate advantage. Phillips coming straight back after him though, side headlock, and Faust in this electric start to this main event as Phillips slides underneath. The drop kick from Phillips. Faust taken down, and just like that, the champion asserts himself.
But Henry is back up.
Man, what an elbow. What an elbow in response. Talk about a way to reply. Faust came straight at him, and there's another body slam from Phillips. And these two have set off at quite the pace here. Conditioning going to be a real factor. The strength of Brady Phillips, such an asset to the champion.
And both these men are well conditioned. Game for a fight, big fight feel.
Body slams going back to them time and again because he knows how effective they are. Rocks the entire body of your opponent, particularly with the force that Brady Phillips hits those slams.
And he's slightly over-rotating Henry Faust, dropping him on his tailboard, hoping to take away the mobility.
It seems to have done a pretty effective job because Faust is barely able to move after that fast start. He's been slowed down almost to a complete halt here by Phillips. Faust though trying to get back in, gets the knee up into the face, follows it up with the elbow. Now Faust charging at Phillips, Phillips over the top. Duck of the clothesline though from Faust, Phillips goes low. Another duck of the clothesline. Faust is going to get sent to the outside. Phillips telegraphed what he was going to do and made Faust pay a price.
We've seen this from Brady Phillips. He has this level of expertise to shut down his opponent. We saw it against Saxon when he took out the leg. We saw it against Kegstacker where he took advantage of his lack of experience. And here would almost even take advantage of the recklessness of Henry Faust.
There you see Rampage Brown pacing at ringside. Rampage with his own victory earlier on, a reminder of how dangerous he is. And this alliance of Brady Phillips and Rampage Brown has proven to be so brutally effective here at Wrestling in Newcastle.
Come on, Henry, get up, come on!
Still don't fully understand, we talked about this earlier, why it is that Phillips and Rampage have chosen to align themselves with each other. Maybe they think it's in their mutual interest to do so. Certainly, as I said, it has made them a dominant force here.
Absolutely. I mean, Rampage Brown for a very long time has been the standard bearer, and you can maybe see Brady Phillips as the new standard bearer.
Also hoping to take that standard from Phillips forcefully. Trying to lift him up for the body slam, but Phillips, again, so strong is Phillips, just shoving Faust away. You saw the ease with which Phillips was able to pick up Faust for the body slam. The same not true the other way around.
Well, you definitely see a size advantage on Brady's side. It's never stopped Henry Faust before, though.
Yep, Faust is well used to being counted out by his critics, thinking that he doesn't have a chance, and proving them wrong. He revels in that, but this would be up there with surely the biggest upsets, the biggest achievements of his career for Faust.
Well, this is why they call him the man that refuses to drown. Through it all, through every adversity, he never gets himself down. He always fights up.
There's a real personal element, though, to this vendetta between Faust and Phillips, given what happened at the Great North Rumble. Faust needs to keep his emotions in check here. Phillips is trying to lift him for the suplex. Faust doing a great job of blocking it, or at least he was. But now Phillips has him up. Faust able to change the momentum, hooking up the legs of Phillips into a small package for a 2 count. Very, very close to winning the title, but Phillips then firing back with the elbow. Again, it speaks volumes, I think, about Brady Phillips. Phillips, I'm sure, had a scary moment there when he got caught in that small package, but rather than dwell on it, his response was just to elbow his opponent full force in the face. Phillips
Once again, just like shutting down Henry's attempt to get himself back in, just locking that arm under his leg.
Listen, you hear that from Phillips, just shouting in the ear of Faust, you're letting everyone down.
But the last thing he should do is get Henry fired up.
Faust is fired up. He's going to try and scoop up for the body slam again, but once again, Phillips with that ease of body slam, and as you said, Stan, the over rotation dropping him right on the tailbone.
There's just a level of maliciousness from Brady Phillips tonight that you don't often see. And looking at Joe Wade, Joe Wade's getting concerned. He's probably got in the back of his mind, do I have to throw in this towel at some point?
Yeah, let's not forget those two corner men who could still
what's
have a
happening here?
major part to play. What is that?
Pop his shoulder back into place.
Yeah, I think Rampage was just pulling at the arm to adjust the position of the shoulder of Phillips.
Has Brady been a bit overzealous with his offense?
He doesn't seem to care. The toughness of Phillips, just getting his ally there to just pop his shoulder back into place like it was nothing.
Oh, we've seen this, the pump handle into the tombstone. Might be going for it.
Yeah, the thing is though, Faust's seen it as well, and he knows he's got to block it, so that's exactly what he's trying to do here. Phillips, through pure force of will, tried to get him, but he couldn't. Counter into the DDT by Faust. Look at Rampage. Rampage realizing that is a very, very bad moment for his man.
Don't expect for the life of me that Rampage Brown would forever throw in a towel. So Henry needs to be up here and needs to be on top of Brady. This is his chance.
Yeah, Phillips wouldn't have taken the risk of having anyone in his corner who he thought would throw in the towel for him. Phillips, despite that, is still up at the same time as Faust. Faust, look at him swinging wildly here at Phillips. It's working as well. Faust going to send Phillips. No, he can't because that got reversed. Phillips comes at him, give her a shoulder thrust. Faust got the legs up. Now off the second turnbuckle with a missile drop kick. Listen to the chants here in Newcastle for Henry Faust. They want him as their champion. Measuring, lining up those kicks so they are hit with pinpoint accuracy. That one was right into the face of Phillips. Faust tried for another one. Got him on the second time of asking, clipped him right around the side of the head. And there is a Michinoku driver. Not just a body slam, but a driver from Faust. And Faust, oh my God, Faust was within milliseconds there of becoming the Wrestling in Newcastle champion.
Faust has picked up several victories like Michinoku driver, and he probably thought that could be it.
Still the crowd chanting Henry's name. Phillips, though, he's been smart. If your opponent's on top, you try and break up their rhythm, break up their momentum by going to the outside. Phillips has done exactly that.
He's right behind him.
Wade immediately on top of Rampage. Great stuff from Wade, neutralizing the threat from Rampage Brown. These are brawling into the crowd. This is getting out of control between Wade and Rampage. There's a low blow from Phillips.
Not like this.
A kick out from Faust. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. That's no way to win a main event.
The crowd are willing Henry back into this. There is no towels in play anymore, Dave.
Yeah, the two corner men are gone. And this crowd believes that in this situation, in this scenario, maybe it benefits Faust. Maybe he can finish off Phillips.
Well, Phillips is standing over him.
Yeah, Phillips still going to be incredibly difficult to topple as champion. especially if he lands whatever he's planning here. He's got Faust perched on that top turnbuckle. Phillips joining him up there. Phillips looking, I think, to end Henry Faust's night.
We saw Rampage Brown defeat Kegstacker with a superplex. Could we see that repeated in the main event?
Not if Henry Faust has anything to do with it. The headbutt sends Phillips away. You got to capitalize, Henry. This is your moment. Phillips is down. Faust choosing his spot, waiting for the perfect opportunity, and the perfect moment never came because Phillips knocked the referee into the ropes and took Faust off balance.
Was that intentional or?
Of course it was. Of course it was.
He's playing off like he stumbled.
He's going to try again, all the way from the top of the superplex.
Just like his corner man, that could be it.
The centre of controversy again, but Faust kicked out. Faust kicked out and the match is still alive somehow. Phillips can't believe it.
These Henry chants are deafening, Dave.
Oh, Rampage is back. Rampage is back, and look, he slid that championship belt into the ring. The intention here is clear.
And once again, it's a Rampage Brown getting involved. That might make a difference.
Well, Faust ducked. Faust with the kick. Rampage got struck between the legs by Faust. Shining wizard from Henry Faust. Faust! 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 Oh no, kick out! A kick out! A kick out from Phillips!
I can't believe it was so close! It was so close, Dave!
Man, Faust, I think, believed. He allowed himself a moment to believe he'd done enough. I think we all thought he'd done enough.
And the champion, Brady Phillips, has once again given himself a timeout on the outside.
Yeah, again, it's smart from Phillips. Once more breaking up that momentum of the challenger.
Come on, guys, go on camera. Go on attend this way, man. Henry, come on.
Faust's got to stay on him here.
Henry, you go on attend this way.
Faust back in. Phillips back in. The referee got knocked off the apron. The official got knocked down. Faust got the kick right to the face of Phillips. He's got the cover here. Faust should be the Wrestling in Newcastle champion.
Rich Swift is down. And no, not like this.
God, Rampage.
Not again. Not again.
Rampage. A brutal gut-wrench powerbomb from Rampage Brown.
Dr. Bomb will be the death of Faust. And there's no referee, Rampage. Brady took him out.
Well, it cost Faust the victory a minute ago. Now it's costing Phillips. That gut-wrench powerbomb. And now he's gut-wrenching the referee back into the ring is Rampage. Referee has no idea where he is.
Forcing the referee away. But no, not like this. After all of that. Here comes Kegstacker.
Oh, Kegstacker. Kegstacker's seen enough. He's coming back out here after Rampage. Rampage taken to the back by Kegstacker.
Henry's awake.
Both competitors down. Referee is down. Faust is up to his feet. Where's Adam Bolt? Adam Bolt is here now. Oh, come on. Not Adam Bolt as well. The absolute stunner. The absolute stunner from Bolt.
It's Joe Wade.
Wade is back. And it's pandemonium here. The running knee to Phillips from Wade. Now Bolt thrown over the top.
Is it going to be a knee for Wade? Is it going to be a knee for Wade that wins Henry Faust the Wrestling In Newcastle Championship?
Phillips is out. Phillips is out. Oh, no, he's not out. No, he's not out. And another kick out from the champion. This is unbelievable. What a main event this is.
With every attempt, Henry Faust grows closer and closer to taking the title from Brady Phillips.
Phillips is trying to use the belt. Faust caught him red-handed. The tug of war now for that championship belt. Phillips ends up with the belt away. Phillips comes back off the rope. What a lariat from Phillips.
Pick the belt.
Now Phillips into that pump handle tombstone. And Brady Phillips sits down on the shoulders to retain the Wrestling in Newcastle Championship.
The winner of the match, and still Wrestling in Newcastle champion, Bulletproof Brady Phillips.
Well, it took the efforts, not just of Brady Phillips, but of Rampage Brown and Adam Bolt to keep Henry Faust down. But as we said at the start, Brady Phillips always finds a way, and he did it again tonight, proving once more that he is bulletproof.
It's shaking, mockingly shaking the hand of Henry Faust, getting that handshake he wanted. What an insult.
Brady Phillips retains the championship here tonight in Newcastle.